February 11th, 2023, over 2 years ago, I made a video on this channel called The AI Wars, where I kind of pontificated about what was going to happen with AI, where the power dynamics were going to be with all of those things, and what some of the applications would be. And things have gone differently than I had imagined. Accelerated in some ways and decelerated in others. I thought that AI would, by this point, be a larger part of our daily lives in a useful fashion, not as much as in a so I think one of the good things about AI right now is that it is restoring curiosity. And I think that there will be a little bit of play with restoring curiosity before ultimately things hit a vertical inflection point and more useful, practical, purposeful things start to come out of AI. I thought that some more of that would be happening by now, but we have reports that Elon Musk's xAI pursues $4.3 billion in new fundraise from thetechportal.com by Sumayadeep Sarkar. I will be reading this article and offering some thoughts on it. And then I have a question for Grok that is a question that perhaps Grok is best suited to answer. And then I went and asked XAI, or not XAI, I went and asked ChatGPT something that the answer surprised me, though I think some of it is probably colored by the inherent sort of biases of ChatGPT from maybe Sam Altman himself. The article begins like this. Elon Musk's AI startup xAI is seeking $4.3 billion in equity funding. Gets the whole thing right out of the way. Why beat around the bush? This effort comes as the company, known for its AI chatbot Grok and image generation model Aurora, is also aiming to secure $5 billion to secure a $5 billion debt offering. Pardon me. Commitments for this debt were reportedly due on Tuesday. News of this fresh equity fundraise comes in via a report from Bloomberg. Now, this may sound like an article you've already heard of. This may sound like something that you remember from just shortly ago. xAI is raising tons of money. I'm not sure as a Tesla investor that I like that idea. I think that Tesla should own a piece of xAI because of some of the things. I'll just leave it at that. But xAI is raising a ton of money and has clear ambitions towards size and scope of hardware. And that is something that is going to really impact the future of AI. And seemingly, the next thing that Elon Musk is going to be targeting, it seems. I don't want to put this out there as if I have read this anywhere or found this anywhere, but it seems energy is going to be the next thing that Elon Musk is focusing on, and that's going to be very interesting because it's going to be a matter of from whence, right? Whence? Where does this energy come from and how? Because it's going to have to be local to where it is that xAI is operating, or at least it would seem it would need to be local. That would be safer if it were local. And these types of setups really don't like power fluctuations. You can really screw the pooch with power fluctuations. So will solar be a bigger part of this? Or is Elon Musk going to jump straight to nuclear options? Grok xAI's flagship product, distinguishes itself within the crowded chatbot market through a personality designed to be provocative and often humorous, offering a stark contrast to the more cautious, neutral tones of many competitors. It's also its access to real-time information directly from the X platform gives it an immediate pulse on current events and trending conversations, positioning it as a tool for timely, unvarnished insights. This direct feed from X is a key differentiator, theoretically allowing Grok to provide responses grounded in fresh data rather than relying solely on pre-trained data sets or delayed web searches. Another thing that does separate xAI from other AI companies is the proximity to Tesla and embodied AI. So Tesla is currently rolling out in Austin full self-driving, something that will be a matter of time. They are currently training humanoid robots to be useful in workplaces. These things could both, the robotaxi, the cyber cab, and the humanoid robot, use a functioning, I don't want to say brain, because the xAI that they have is a good enough form of brain to be, pause, to be useful enough in the real world. What they will need is an interface between themselves and humans. That is where Grok could come in. Information shared with investors, as seen by Bloomberg, indicates xAI utilized most of its prior capital since its founding in 2023. xAI reportedly raised $14 billion in equity funding. However, by March 31st, only $4 billion remained on the company's balance sheet, showing the high operational costs of developing advanced AI models. I will say again that I believe most of the funding that xAI has spent has been on hardware as opposed to training models, as opposed to recruiting talent, as opposed to all of these things that you see the chat GPTs, etc. of the world get wrapped up into. The current fundraising drive employs a dual approach to capital acquisition. The $5 billion debt sale has been a focus, with Tuesday marking a deadline for commitments. If these efforts succeed, the combined equity and debt raises could inject $9.3 billion into xAI, further aiding its financial position. xAI may also receive $650 million rebate from one of its manufacturers. This potential rebate would offset some firm costs, reducing expenses. So, one thing that I can say from following Elon Musk for so long, I've been a Tesla investor for a long time. I followed Elon Musk for even longer than that. Elon Musk, with $9.3 billion in hand, is Elon Musk with a purpose and a mission. Elon Musk is very, very no nonsense when it comes to capital allocation, and just having that access to the $10 billion, several problems for xAI will get solved within a calendar year of that infusion happening. Don't know what they will be. Maybe it will be the power thing. Maybe it will be. So Tesla is also working on their own chips. This is the Dojo whatever that Tesla is something I still don't really understand completely. But Dojo is an in-house solution to a lot of the chip problems that Tesla has faced. And it could be that xAI will be prompting Tesla to spool up production of Dojo. It could be that this is just in preparation for the next big thing from NVIDIA, and what's going on over there. It could be that this is going to be used for power. It could be that this is going to be used for any number of things. It's just interesting because Elon Musk is so cold-heartedly efficient with capital. Despite significant spending, xAI's market value has reportedly climbed. Despite significant spending, xAI's market value has reportedly climbed. Potential investors have been told the company's value grew to $80 billion by the end of the first quarter of this year, up from $51 billion at the end of 2024. This rapid increase reflects strong investor interest and perceived potential within the AI sector. Previous funding rounds for xAI have attracted leading investors, including Andreessen Horowitz, Sequoia, and VY Capital. Large fundraising rounds are now a dime a dozen in the competitive AI industry, often dubbed an AI arms race. The past few years have seen multiple firms race to secure expensive computer chips, build immense computing clusters, acquire vast data sets, and recruit high salaried researchers and engineers. This increasing demand for computing resources has driven up development costs and necessitates ongoing large capital injections. For instance, rivals like OpenAI have secured multi-billion-dollar investments from Microsoft and Google, or while Google continue to pour resources into DeepMind, and Anthropic has also completed substantial fundraising rounds, underscoring the capital intensity of this sector. Elon Musk recently announced his plans to merge xAI with his social media company X. However, investor materials indicate new funds are specifically for xAI's operations, not to support the X platform. This clarifies a continued focus on advancing xAI's research and product development, separate from the social media enterprise's financial needs. The integration with X is seen by some as a move to provide xAI with a direct stream of real-time data for Grok and potentially a built-in distribution of platform for future AI products. I will caution you immediately. The large language model is absolutely not Elon Musk's end goal. I don't know what his end goal is with xAI. I don't know what his end goal is with xAI buying X. I don't know what that end goal is with any of the iterations of these combinations of Elon Musk whatevers. I can tell you a large language model is not Elon Musk's end goal with this. Now, I wanted to get to the bottom of just what it is that xAI is worth, so I asked Grok, who told me the valuation of xAI varies across recent reports. As of June 2025, xAI is valued at approximately $80 billion to $125 billion, depending on the source and context. A March 2025 merger with X raised xAI at $80 billion and the combination entity at $113 billion, with X at $33 billion. Some reports indicate that xAI is seeking a $120 billion valuation in a new funding round. In December 2024, xAI's valuation was reportedly $50 billion after a $6 billion raise. These figures reflect pre- and post-money valuations and market speculation, so the exact worth depends on the specific deal or funding rounds. Ballooning. xAI is absolutely ballooning in value. So I went to ChatGPT and asked, hey, ChatGPT, what are the top 10 players in AI development? And with modesty in mind, ChatGPT said OpenAI is number one because of ChatGPT, DALL-E, Codex, focus on multi-purpose AI, AGI, multimodal models, API integration, etc., partnered with Microsoft, who invested $13 billion. Number two, according to ChatGPT, is Google DeepMind, known for Gemini models, AlphaFold, and AlphaCode. Focus on multimodal reasoning, science-focused applications. I don't think that's true. I think that Google seems to be shotgunning everything, and I don't think that approach is working when they have competitors who are starting off at the same. So search is always going to be search. Once search started getting impeded upon. It was an all hands on deck moment for Google, a real ChatGPT moment, if you want to know what that was. And a lot of the other bets department in Google are seeming to disappear. And I think that's a good thing because the company was really not focused for a very long time. Number 3, Anthropic, known for Claude models, focus on AI safety and alignment, constitutional AI, backed by Amazon and Google. Then we have Microsoft at 4, known for Azure, OpenAI services, Copilot tools across Windows Office, focus applied AI, developer tools, integration into productivity software. So partnered heavily with OpenAI, meaning Microsoft bought 49% of the company and then bullied ChatGPT, OpenAI, into allowing Microsoft the ability to basically clone the AI model, from what I understand, clone the AI models and not have to pay OpenAI for them. Now, whether or not how much of that is true, I have no idea, but that was the rumor for at least a little while. Number 5 is Meta. Now you're starting to see why I was so hesitant to mention this list. There's someone conspicuously absent here. Known for Llama, large language model Meta AI, 3 released in 2025, focus open source AI, multilingual models. The open source AI is a truly interesting experiment in the AI race. We will see if open source AI makes Zuck a threat to win this whole thing. Number 6, Mistral AI. Now that missing party seems very conspicuous. Known for lightweight, open weight models competitive with ChatGPT models based in France, gaining traction in Europe and open source communities. Now, at number 7, we get to Elon Musk xAI, known for Grok, integrated with X, focus on real-time reasoning, political and social commentary. That is not fair. In fact, I would say that Grok, or I can't remember what they call their actual image generator, in many circumstances is the best on the market. A lot of image generators seem to sort of skirt around things that you would know. So, like if you put in you wanted, at least this is how it used to be, DALL-E to give you a picture of Joe Biden, it wouldn't do that for you. xAI, Grok, they'll do it. At some point, this becomes problematic. At some level, some degree, this becomes problematic. But someone like a president, so I even tried to get DALL-E on OpenAI, ChatGPT, to give me a picture of Andrew Jackson in steampunk attire. It just seemed like the right thing to do on a Sunday morning. And it wouldn't do it for me because Andrew Jackson was a real person. Well, Andrew Jackson was a president of the United States from over 100 years ago. A, his image and likeness would be public domain, at least as far as I understand those laws. But B, he was a president of the United States, which means you can draw him, recreate his image, etc. Anyway, number 8, Cohere. I've never heard of Cohere. Known for Command R models, strong retrieval augmented generation RAG. Focus is enterprise NLP tools responsible for AI business. Looks like it is Canadian based. It's up there in Canada. Number 9, Alibaba, Damo, Baidu, Huawei. Known for Qin, Ernie, Pangu models, focus Chinese language models, and AI infrastructure. This is where we find out exactly how scary China is. They are 9th on this list. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean anything. This is composed by ChatGPT. Maybe China is ahead of everyone. We just don't know it here in the West. The Chinese are extremely, it is 997 is a real thing in China. 9 a.m. to 9 p.m., 7 days a week. and they are industrious people. I do not mean this as a race thing. Obviously, what I'm talking about is their culture, very industrious. We are here in the United States, I have to say it, so very lucky that China is run by tyrants, because if not, they would be kicking our butts. And finally, Hugging Face, known for hosting and maintaining the largest repository for OpenAI models, focused democratizing AI access and research collaboration, powers open source efforts across the industry. Now, an interesting look at what is perceived by ChatGPT to be the top 10 players in AI, artificial intelligence. But I think that there is one company with a strange and definitive lead. And again, that is xAI. That is their partnership, their close partnership, in my opinion, with Tesla. Tesla is embodied AI. And that is where AI will start to make an incredible difference in the world. Not in spitting out these images of, for example, Thoth drinking a beer with Ernest Hemingway. It just seemed like the right thing to do on a Tuesday morning. But Grok paired with an actual embodied AI is what might make artificial intelligence leap to AGI. When intelligence has a body, that's kind of what I'm worried about. Anyway, that's what I have for this video. If you like, appreciate what it is that I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other AI connoisseurs, I suppose. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, this is the sort of thing that I do here on the channel. So consider hitting the subscribe button. Stick around for more.